Last week in Gillette, Wyoming at the PRS Buckin Ball, Colorado's Tyler Scales set the pace in bareback riding with an 85-point ride. In bull riding, South Dakota's Tegan Schulke leads the way with an 82. And in saddle bronc riding, it's Rusty Wright of Utah who set 87 points halfway through the competition. Tonight, the final flight of riders are up. Who will be our champions? We're about to find out. This is Professional Rough Stock. Hi everybody, I'm Justin McKee and welcome to the Professional Rough Stock Series. And joining me is world champion saddle bronc rider Hawkeye Henson, PBR finalist Spud Whitman. And Spud, how about these kids in all three rough stock events? The young guns moved ahead and on top of some very, very talented.
Well, it's amazing. Not to interrupt you right there, yeah. I'm so excited because it's neat to see these young kids coming up and just taking command and taking right off with things. Now tonight in the bull riding, I got to go with McKinnon Wimberly. That guy's been in the hot zone for quite a while. He's last year's world champ. Bull riding's going to go with McKinnon Wimberly.
And into the saddle bronc riding, how about this 18-year-old Rusty Wright? That Wright family just keeps spitting out class.
I mean, they do. Now, we got 2013 PRS World Champion Court Shear. It's got a chance tonight on a horse of Sutton's called South Point, but we haven't seen South Point in the saddle bronc riding yet, so we're going to see what happens here.
All right, in the bareback riding, last year's winner here was Zach Phillips, but in the running this year is the defending champion of the PRS. And last season, Justin McDaniel.
Boy, Justin McDaniel, he's been dominating everything. It should be fun to see him kick off this year.
He'll have to beat Tyler Scales, 85. And right now, let's go to the fourth member of our broadcast team. Kelly Timberman is a world champion in this event, and he's going to load the chutes.
Guys, today, Hard Luck of Brookman's. This is a horse that they've won this event like 3 times in the bareback ride. He's matched up with J.R. Vazane. He's hot, he's prime, and he's in shape, ready to do his very best. And the way that Hard Luck bucks, it's going to be a great showing. Now, another thing to look at, folks, is there's going to be a lot of horses here that are going to have a sticker on their rump. What that is that's a sticker that says NFR. These horses were just in Las Vegas about 3 weeks ago coming here. When we talk about quality, the PRS always has the best animal athletes in the world, and we always have the best cowboys to get on them.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Let's review where we were after last week with Tyler Scales on top, Josie Young in there at number 2, as we kick things off with the first bareback rider tonight, and it's J.R. Vazane on that matchup Kelly was just talking about. Hard Luck from the Brookman Rodeo Company.
Yeah, J.R. Vazane should have fun on this horse. This horse will normally stall out in one spot and just get it on. Horse kind of went down that gate. The gate man was a little slow on it, but look how he's moving out. Horse kind of moving out, having a little different trip than last year. But boy, look at them spurs are rolling on that horse. Let's go down to Kelly Timmerman and see what he's got to say about it.
We just saw J.R. Vazane go on a horse called Hard Luck that we talked about earlier, Brookman's. They've won the event here 3 times on that horse, circled around, gave him a great opportunity to make a good ride on that horse. The only bad thing is he could have used a little bit more exposure with his legs up to his rigging handle. Looked a little tight, and that's probably why he's sitting 84 points versus 87 or 88.
Well, that is a great score. He's fired up as we move on down the list to Joe Gunderson from Agar, South Dakota. 10 grand from Brookman Rodeo Company is the Buckin horse.
You know, Joe, he's kind of been injured for a while, but coming back, really excited to get on this horse. I didn't have a chance to talk to him earlier, Hawkeye. Did you find anything about this horse?
No, I didn't, but it looked like to me he wanted to kind of go down the pen and think more about getting to the other end than he did about bucking today. Right here, he's pretty good. We see Joe's caught up. Maybe just looks really good here, but the horse starts to travel down the wall.
Look at his hat. Look at that hat, man. You think that his head ain't taking some punishment? You know what? Even when you do it right, I've compared riding a bareback horse to a root canal. Even when things go right. 82.5 hard-earned points. So let's go to Seth Hardwick, going up a big-time bucking stud from Sutton Rodeo Company called Crystal Licks. And this is the one to have.
Well, look at the size of this horse, but look at how he starts it off. Boy, Seth has got a hold of him. That is a bareback ride deluxe.
He is up on that rig and Hawkeye, going nowhere, but just staying right up tight.
The old secret of the right spur out, getting started right, sure work with this one, because that's a big, strong horse. and look how it all worked out for him. It was great.
Rip City and get the money. Look at this. Rear back and let the good times roll.
They don't throw some points at this guy. Something's wrong. That's Bareback right.
You can hear the rowl in that spur singing right now. 88 points for Seth Hardwick. Take a look at the scoreboard so far. On top is Hardwick with that 88. Tyler Scales gets bumped to the #2 spot. And now to Sean Miner out of Ohio, the IPRA multiple champion. He is on down under from Powder River Rodeo Company, and oh boy, he took a yanking.
Hey, this horse here is all there. This is probably not the one Sean Miner wanted to see next to his name when he showed up here tonight. You see this horse, he's got some change up, but look how strong, look how droppy he is. Sean, you notice he was off and wasn't in time with him when he got out of there. Now he's taking even a bigger yanking.
You know, for a guy that wins many world championships as he has and have that much trouble on one, that means that horse is pretty bucky.
Well, you get off on the wrong foot, it will yank the yeehaw right out of you. It's a 74 for Miner. Let's go to R.C. Landingham of Pendleton, Oregon, by way of Red Bluff. This is a debut for R.C. Landingham.
Man, this tall kid can style out on one. Was that a pretty bareback ride or what? Let's go to Kelly and see what he's got to say about it.
Jim Dandy of Birches and R.C. Landingham. Matt was right on the money. He said that horse is just going to go out there and stall out, not move very much. And I mean, what a bareback ride. We talk about guys being in conflict with the horse in the front end before he hits the ground. He did that all the way across it.
I don't know anybody that turns their toes out in the bareback riding as good as R.C. Landingham right now. 85 points as we go to the Pro Rough Stock World Champion, Justin McDaniel. Here's the guy who caught Josie Young for the title in Rapid City. He's on Showboat from Powder River Rodeo.
Yeah, well, here's a guy who can turn some toes out and give one the business. Look at this. Horse kind of moving out on him. Boy, this is not the draw you'd want. Just not the horse.
One thing about Justin, he can overcome any difficulty whatsoever. You can see right here at the end, he's a little into his hand, but right, it gets smooth as it can be towards the end.
Guys, it's still going to be worth some points. It's an 80 for the reigning champ. Well, the 80 will not be enough to catch Seth Hardwick. He's going to get the win with a big 88 points on Crystal Licks from the Sutton Rodeo Company. Let's go to the arena floor with Kelly Timberman and Seth Hardwick.
He was pretty good. The first 2 or 3 jumps out of there, he's a little bit powerful, and then he was just a good bucking horse to get on. So,
Got to feel good to be 88 points to start 2014.
oh yeah, can't beat it.
Bull riding is up next, and 2013 Buckin Ball champion Corey Meyer will be looking to defend his title against last year's Pro Rough Stock bull riding champion McKenna Wimberly when we come back. Welcome back to the Wyoming Center at the Camplex here in Gillette, Wyoming. We're about to crown our 2014 bull riding champion. Now, last year, a pair of 86-point rides by Jared Ford and Corey Meyer were enough to share the title. I think we've got a chance to better that mark tonight. All right, let's get to it with young Bryce Burnell. Now, there's been a youth surge here at this event so far. Will Bryce Burnell continue that trend here on Old Red from Birch Rodeo Company?
Hey, this kid's riding good. Look at this. Boy, this is nice. Really nice. That bull tested him really hard out of there. Did you notice
wanted him down his head, it looked like, Spud.
Exactly, Hawkeye. Really tested him.
First time we've seen this rider, Bryce Burnell. First time we've seen Old Red. And they're going to both start off with a pretty good debut.
Ooh, how old's this kid, 14? Look at how he's a little bitty guy. Rides good, though, don't he? Got his toes turned out, takes a hold of one. Guy's got a lot of talent. That's a great bull ride.
He's oozing confidence as he finishes that ride off strong, too. Good night. How young? Don't they have to be 18?
Well, they at least should shave. I don't think he's done that yet.
All right, 86 points as we go to Justin Ellis from Laramie, Wyoming. Death Punch from Birch Rodeo Company. Now, Justin Ellis has been on the tour before. He won Toledo last year with an 85 on Bone Daddy.
I'd like to see Justin work on that consistency.
Not going to do it here.
Boy, oh boy, it looked like he didn't even have his rope in his hand almost, Bud.
You know, this is the deal with this young man right here. He'll show signs and you'll think, boy, we got this going on, but then we'll see stuff like this where I'm not sure where his mind was at today, but it wasn't riding.
It was on the outside, not the inside. 2.3 seconds is all it's going to be as we go to Corey Meyer From Timberlake, South Dakota, we watched his brother Artie on last week's show, Bandwagon from Birch Rodeo.
You know, the important thing with these guys are they're big, tall guys, and they need to really keep their chin down and make some nice little moves. That bull there kind of threw some nasties at him and got him on the ground.
Keep your chin down, but not your free arm down too far, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to slap that bull right between the horns.
Just kind of a different
really
one to ride.
That bull really wants to get your feet rode out of there, too.
Oh, yeah, got them big old fat shoulders. Be hard to ride.
Hey, here's Cannon Acey. Here's a guy that has had a lot of big-time titles, but also a lot of injuries. He's out of Powell, Wyoming. When he's hot, he can ride anything. Mud Shovel from the Birch Rodeo Company.
Boy, and he knows how to make one look good. Look at this. Just, oh, this is great. This is great. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look right there.
This is his home country right here. The crowd's going to love it, and you folks at home just saw a big ride, Hawkeye.
You bet right here. Watch his free arm. He keeps it where he can see it. He uses it to move over in there. It just looks like he's putting a clinic on today.
Oh, yeah. He sticks to him like the bark on a birch tree. Beautiful ride and a beautiful score, 87 points. This might be the year. Right. Now to Clayton Savage, Casper, Wyoming. WB50 from Brookman Rodeo Company.
You know, I don't know much about this bull. I know Clayton Savage. 2 years ago, we watched him ride Zombie Zoo here. I thought that he should have. Oh, boy, did he get stepped on or what? Let's go back to the replay. Gosh.
Oh, man, he did bring him from the floor and then steps on him.
Thank goodness for that protective vest, because it looked like he got dead center right in the brisket. You know what? Give credit to the bull.
Man, I tell you what, that bull bucked.
Here's the champ, McKenna Wimberly out of Cool, Texas, on a bull called Shredder from Brookman Rodeo.
Boy, McKinnon, he's been riding so consistent. Everything looks good. It looks like he's just sitting up there having fun. Boy, this one here kind of testing him around the corner, trying to drift him over in that well. Just, whoa, about him out over there. Bull kind of stumbled a little bit. Nice bull ride, just fun for him.
Mechanically, this guy has got everything working right.
He does. You know, you've seen it. We've seen it all last year. There's a reason why he's the PRS World Champ.
Look at that free arm. That free arm goes to front and back every time, every time.
Good holds with his feet, chin down, just fun.
83 points. Not the best bull we've seen, but it's a good, solid score for McKenna Wimberly. Cannon Acey puts it on him right here in his backyard. 87 points. Bryce Burnell, McKenna Wimberly, and Tegan Schulke round out the top four. And now Kelly is with Cannon Acey.
I was really excited when I found out that's what I had. He's a super great old bull, smart, just gets it going, sets you up right, and you know you can win on him. So he's the kind that you want to have.
Tell us about the little buddy you got here on your arm.
This is my son, Kaysen. He's a little over 2 years old, but bull riding is all he talks about. I'm hoping that we choose golf, but we'll see.
Well, good luck with that. When we come back, defending PRS World Champion bronc rider Court Shear makes his 2014 debut, and we'll get our first look at Eric. I just want to spur some ponies Wolford. We come back. Welcome back to Gillette and the PRS Buckin Ball. We're ready for our final event, saddle bronc riding, and here's how we stand after last week, the first half of this round, with 18-year-old Rusty Wright ahead of world champion Chad Furley, Tyrell Smith, and his dad, Cody Wright. Let's go back to Kelly Timberman, who's loading the chutes for us.
Today in the saddle bronc riding, we've got matched up with our world champion Court Shear is South Point of Sutton Pro Rodeo. Now this horse is pretty cantankerous in the chute and doesn't like to leave sometimes. So what Court's got to do, he's got to get in there and be a cowboy and get out as quickly as he can. Don't fuss with the horse, don't move around while he's in the saddle, just grab his stirrups and nod his head. If he does that and gets a good out, it's going to be a great score.
Well, let's get to it, but here's another PRCA champion, Jesse Cruz, on Kicking Peanuts from Birch Rodeo Company. Here was a co-champion at Redmond last year, and he won the average at the World Finals.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, when I seen this matchup, I knew it was going to fit. Come on, Cruz, turn her loose. Kicking Peanuts, what a cool little horse, huh?
Oh, I mean, nice horse to get on. First part of the ride, he's just kind of getting to the points. The last part of the ride, he gets over the points. It's all smooth. Looked pretty good to me.
Looked really good. I can't wait to go back to this replay here. Watch this horse right here. This, you know, Jesse's got such little bitty legs, and they're fast.
Yes.
They're fast. He's kind of not quite getting them there all the way. Now watch.
Now we go. Now here we go.
We're getting her turned loose. Nice bronc ride, huh?
That was pretty. 85.5 to score for Jesse Cruz out of Great Falls, Montana. Great way to start the show here tonight. Now let's go to Jake Wright. Here is a horse called Kalamazoo from Brookman Rodeo Company, one of them twins from the Wright family, one of 6 saddle bronc riding brothers.
I don't know whether you noticed there at the start, but did you see Cody picking on him, and they're laughing before they're fixing the nod. That's the way they ride broncs. They just have fun at it.
This little horse was just fun to ride. She just jumped, kicked right down the pin. Looked like just what you'd want to get on to win the round. Look at this. She just fun kicks. Look at him going to the front, turning toes out, getting a hold. It just looks like a day off for him.
And he hung that right foot one jump,
didn't he?
Yep. And I'll bet the judges see it. Yes, they do. 81.5 for Jake Wright. 81.5 for Jake. As we go now to Cole Elsher, who was 12th last year in the season standings in the PRS on Birch Rodeo's Angel Sings.
Boy, Cole, you know, he's been really consistent. I like the way he rides along. He's got them fast feet. And
that horse is giving it to him. Look at that Hawkeye. You talk about got some moves.
I mean, quick moves, too, giving him that rein back. I tell you what, he did pretty good just getting by this because it didn't look like he got in any trouble here.
Look at the daylight right here. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing air between that saddle and his fanny and them Wrangler jeans, huh?
Right, yeah, and this horse has got some moves now.
Oh, I'm telling you what, I mean swerving down across there like George Jones on a lawnmower. 83 points for Cole Elsher. There's 3 of those Elsher boys. He's got 2 cousins that ride great as well. Now to Eric. I just want to spur some ponies. Wolford, saddle bronc rider, bareback rider, 7th in the standings last year on Miss Chestnut.
Well, I'll bet one thing, he will come a spurring. This kid ain't afraid just to go to it.
No, he's not. Look at this. It's all real smooth going on right now. I really like it a lot.
Man, it has been cold up in the bunkhouse where he spends his winter feeding cows, and when he gets to town, he's ready to heat things up.
Well, you know, the whole Crago Ranch, they had to show up here in Gillette. They had to come cheer old Eric on, and it's good to see him behind him. And look at this. That's a pretty bronc ride. Man, that's good. He's doing everything right there mechanically, ain't he, Hawkeye?
You bet sure is, and this is a good bronc to get on, one that will let you make this kind of spur ride.
Well, Eric is going to have his best career ride here. No, second best. His best was an 88 on Brown Bomber at Columbus, Ohio. 86 points for Eric Wolford. Man, he sets things up to get a big check out of here as we go to Louis Brunson on Real McCoy from Sutton Rodeo Company. Louis finished in the top 8 last year.
Louis, he's had things going for him pretty good. He's been a little sore, though, and having troubles ever since the finals. This horse here, though, he's getting in time with him. Missed a stroke or 2, but everything come together.
And missed another one.
Yeah.
What's that going to do to the score?
Well, it's going to go way down, but do you see the start here? Spur out was weak. Feet came out too early to get set up the ride. He gets tapped off a little bit. Right here, he misses a lick. Then he comes around at this point, miss another lick right here.
I tell you what, though, that horse wouldn't be the easiest one to spur.
No, he wouldn't.
Huh?
No, he wouldn't.
Kind of flat, wouldn't it?
Well, judges, they see everything we saw. 79.5 for Louis Brunson. As we go to Kelly's matchup, this is Court Shear, the world champion. Here's the man on South Point. Remember, he talked about him being bad in the chute, Hawkeye. What's he got to do?
Just slide in there and get it out, which he did make it work. Good spur out. Look at this right here. Look at this little horse.
Drop.
I mean,
drop.
Look at him reach and go that front, turn them toes out. He's trying to win something right
Man, what a ride. One of the best rides I've seen in a long time. I hope the judges agree with me.
Hey, boy,
here we see the replay, Spud.
Man, this is awesome right here. Look at how he throws them feet to the front end.
He sure does. Every other jump, this horse would kick up one and out one. It makes it hard to keep up with it.
His saddle's sliding up a little bit too, ain't he?
Yeah.
He just doesn't back off the gas.
A lot of guys would have shot over the dashboard on that one. 89.5, his career best. It's Court Shear with an 89.5 on South Point from Sutton Rodeo Company. What a combination between the animal and a cowboy here in Gillette. Young Rusty Wright finishes number 2. Let's go to Kelly Timberman with a very confident Court Shear.
We talked about South Point today, about how cantankerous he was in the box and how good of a horse was if he could get a good out. Walk us through the ride.
He was kind of hard to halt, you know. He's got a lot of adrenaline. He just wants out. And cheese grating up one side, you know, so I couldn't get my back cinch. Kind of had to pull on the other side. And it's kind of one of them deals I couldn't get my rein measured and couldn't get my back cinch. And it's kind of one of them deals back when they never did it. So just cowboy up and get on him and see what happens. And he was a nice horse.
Coming up, find out who made the cut in our Kershaw Knives Cutting Edge Performance Highlight of the Night. we'll also award our John Deere Big Buck of the Night and total up the final scores here in Gillette. Plan now to join us in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota for the 2014 Pro Rough Stock World Finals, November 14th and 15th in Rapid City, South Dakota. Tickets for the event will be on sale soon. Be watching for details at ProRoughStock.com or connect with us on Facebook. Back now in Gillette with the PRS Buck and Ball season standings. So far, man, the youth is making a move in bareback riding. It is Seth Hardwick. Bull riding, last year's world champion McKenna Wimberly on top. In the Bronc riding, Court Shear starting off the year just like he finished it, and young Rusty Wright making a name for himself. And Eric Wolford and Chad Furley, they're nearly always on the leaderboard. Our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance highlight of the night, it goes to Cannon Acey on Birch's Mud Shovel with 87 points. What a ride. This guy is back to form that could win him the championship this year. His 2014 season has definitely started off on the right foot. There's nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. And our John Deere Big Buck of the Night, which goes to our top performing animal, Hawkeye. Who do we have?
We're going to give it to South Point of Sutton Rodeo. We saw Court Shear on him a while ago for 89.5 points. Beautiful Bronc, good ride. I liked all of it.
And I did too. The judges loved it as well. Court Shear having the time of his life. Next week, we head to the Bluegrass Country and the Lexington Shootout from Kentucky. For Kelly Timmerman, Hawkeye Henson, and Spud Whitman, I'm Justin McKee. See you next week.